What is going on, YouTube? Pass the prop back here yet again, bringing you guys some best bets. We got one NBA, two MLB. I would love for you guys to guess on who is betting which. I think you guys would be very surprised. But joined as always by my guy Stu. How you doing, man?
No, I'm doing good. I mean, it's a busy week. I kind of talked about in the Monday show, a lot of sports stuff going on, a lot of different sports. I'm trying to get bets in for all of them. So it's a busy time of year, but I'm excited. Obviously, we got a good slate today. We're going live a little bit early because, as you guys know, these Wednesday slates are hectic. It's going to be like that for most of the year, where they start obviously very early. So we want to give you guys more of a chance to get our picks in. But yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. Obviously, I got to grind out a little bit more for NBA tonight. Got to get some MLB in, and then I've got to lock in a couple more Masters bets because, you know, got to be locked and loaded for the biggest tournament of the year.
Yeah, dude, I haven't been down to the actual casino in a while, but today might be the day where I got to go lock in some of my, first round leaders and, top 20s, all that fun stuff. So should be good. Obviously excited to watch and, re-download the app, right? Re-download the app. So it's about that time. So
100%.
Let's get through a quick recap here, Stu. I know it's going to be short because obviously yours didn't happen, but I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, Brian Reynolds sat freaking the Pirates. I don't know why they did this. I still don't. He wasn't injured. Nothing happened or anything like that, but yeah, he sat. The only positive I'll say, we did talk very briefly about Joey Bart in the lineup. He immediately hit a homer. Shout out to Joey Bart. Cash me a little plus 750. So the game wasn't a total wash, but yeah, no Brian Reynolds was a little bit annoying.
Yeah, he's usually a guy in there every day too, which is weird, because obviously I watch a lot of, not willingly, but they play my Brewers quite often, so I see a lot of Brian Reynolds. And yeah, he's usually always in there. He's usually a mainstay in that lineup, and so not much else. Haven't tuned in a year, and Stu still hasn't cut his hair. Oh my goodness, man! Yeah. It's been a slow progression, right? It's been just a nice slow progression, getting longer and longer there. Fortunately, I get my hair cut once a month, so I kind of have to, keep it tight a little bit, but. Luckily for us, we got some money back on Hunter Green here. Logan Gilbert, 6K parlay. Green kind of made it a little bit interesting because the dude just kept going deep or short counts. The dude looked great. We talked about him being a little bit better in terms of the walks, right? And he went 8 2/3. Unfortunately, this is the crappy part. As I had strikeouts, and I also had him under hits allowed. And god damn, that was sweaty, bro. And I'm like, just don't give up 2 hits in this last inning. Don't give up 2 hits in this last inning. And he gives up a hit, and I'm like, all right, pull his ass, right? First guy out, pull his ass. Nope. And then I'm like, all right, strike him out or walk him. And he walked him, thank God. Because, we ended up catching that as 2. So, man, that should not have been sweaty with how well he was throwing that day. But, yeah, something to look forward to in the future. And, obviously, Logan Gilbert mowed the Astros just like we said they would. And, shout out to Logan Gilbert for continuing to make us feel better about that Cy Young ticket I got on him.
100%. Yeah, this was a great spot right here. Tailed you on this one. I mean, yeah, Green is nasty, man. If he's going to keep pitching like this, so it's like I was saying on the show, like he's one of the best pitchers in the league. And if they're going to not quite price him like that yet, then I think we're probably going to be betting him a decent amount. So good spot right here. Kind of surprising to get a plus money, but 2 aces, got the job done.
Yeah, I think it's just the Astros name because Logan Gilbert's 6 strikeouts should not be like 210, right? It's going to consistently be in the 270 to 290 range. But, shout out to Logan Gilbert. Just continues to put on a show. I do have to give my quick shouts because I haven't done one in a while. I haven't gave quick shouts to many lately. But I was watching last night some MLB action. Obviously, I play a year-long fantasy. And I drafted I think I drafted actually 3 closers. I drafted Emmanuel Clase, and I drafted Andre Munoz from the Mariners, and I drafted Justin Martinez, who I didn't think was going to be a closer because they've been using AJ Puck as well in the 9th inning there. But I tweeted it yesterday, like watching Justin Martinez pitch is fucking electric. It is so electric watching that dude throw. It does not even look like he is trying that hard. And this dude's 102 with an absolute nuke of a splitter. I'm like, how do you hit this guy? Like, I was just in awe. He made the Orioles look like fucking trash. Just blew these dudes' bats up. It was so impressive. He used a high splitter, which you never see, and it was so nasty. Just I had to get my shout there. I also give it to Minos because I watched him last night. Holy shit, dude! He's everything you teach young kids to do when you pitch. He does none of it, but just throws 101 with a hammer. So. Dude just flies open, flies off, but the dude just rips 101, 102 up in the zone. I'm like, God, dude, it is really impressive to watch some of these closers who just have absolute electric stuff. So obviously I won't even say a degen. I just I enjoy watching good pitching. That was really fun to watch.
Yeah, no, I mean, we got a lot of relievers right now that feel like awesome to watch. Joyce, the guy that's also throwing 102 as well, is always fun to watch. What I like is, I don't know if you've checked it out, MLB Network has this like budget red zone thing where they show like 3-4 games at once. And it's actually really good. Like, I don't know if I don't hear anyone talk about this, but for someone that likes to watch multiple things, they're showing you the 8th inning guy, they're showing you the closer in one game. Like, I like that multi-screen thing. So that's my rec. You reminded me. If you do like watching all the dope-ass relief pitchers and stuff, check out the MLB Network if you have it, because that little primetime show they do with all those games running is actually very solid.
Yeah, no, I just use I watch full games usually, so like I'm usually stuck on one, but I didn't even know that I don't have MLB Network. I have MLB at Bat, which is, in my opinion, one of the best. Like, I don't use NBA whatever they call it anymore. I'll never have League Pass. That shit's a joke, so expensive. But yeah, for 162 games, bro, just being able to watch all those is pretty good. So. Again, we get another winner, another plus money winner, 6-3, 5.46 units to start the year. I got 2 plus money spots again today in MLB, but you guys know the drill. It's due time. I'm gonna let you talk at NBA. I will have my mic muted so I can let you kind of do your thing.
Sounds good. Well, I'll say the same thing I've been saying recently. Like, this is the time of year a lot of people hate the NBA. It's disgusting, and I even put in the tweet, I'm going to a disgusting prop today, because when you look at the slate, like, I mean, like, there's a couple teams fighting for like positioning and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, these games are very unpredictable. If you bet the Lakers yesterday, half the internet was convinced that all the Lakers were going to sit, right, for seeding purposes. So the line went from 9 open to 15.5. And then it got announced they were all back in. And so it went back down to 9. The Lakers were going to cover, but obviously Luka got ejected at the end of that game and they didn't cover in the end. But like, that's just showing you, like, there's so much market movement on these like seeding stuff, and no one really kind of knows. So for me, I'm just doing the same thing I've been doing over these last couple of weeks. I'm going to the ugliest games possible, and I'm looking for the young guys, the people that don't normally get a chance to play, the guys that are going to be playing 30 minutes a night guaranteed, and those are the kind of guys I'm betting on. So for me, when we talk about game of the day, I could care less about any of these good teams. The only one I will be watching, because everyone will probably, if you still care about the NBA, Luka back in Dallas. For the first time. That other matchup was in LA. So this is back in Dallas. They're going to have a big ceremony, a bunch of stuff like that. So it's not my prop on the show, but I will be playing some like Luka first quarter just to bet that. But even then, they just played last night. He got ejected last night. I don't know how hard the Lakers are going to try tonight. I don't want to bet his full game points. You know, I don't know what those minutes are going to look like. So I'm just going to stick in the first quarter. So I will be watching that. I guess that does have to be the technical game of the day, because it's really the only one I care about. But besides that, I'm going to be in all the ugly games, the Jazz, the Wizards, 76ers, those kind of spots.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I haven't watched an NBA game in a while outside of when I bet the Bucks first half. Like, it's just religious. So, but I have been doing good on these like second half totals when teams just suck ass in the first half. Just grab the second half over. Like, those are, I've just been kind of doing those like live button spots. So I'll kick it over to you, and I'll let you talk about it.
Sounds good. We're going Adem Bona over 23.5 points plus rebounds. This one is for the 76ers, if you're not familiar. Best price is -110 over on FanDuel right now. I like Bona a lot. The one bummer I'm seeing in the sports books is the way they've caught up in the steals and blocks market. In past years, this would be like 2+ money, and it'd be like the nuke of the year. He's now at 4 blocks for tonight. No joke. 3 is like minus 200. Like he's at a rookie random guy is at 4 blocks for tonight. So that's the only bummer. He is a block machine. He's probably going to get a ton of them. But I figured I'd mention that. It bummed me out that it's seeing they caught up on some of these defensive markets finally. But I still do see a lot of value in Bona over 23.5 points plus rebounds. Minus 110 tonight. If you're not familiar, all of the center depth for Philly that they've gone through is gone. It's gone. There's nobody else left. It's just Bona. So a lot of the year, Bona's been playing, 13 minutes, 12 minutes, backup, honestly, power forward role over the center role. Because if you're not familiar, he is a pretty undersized guy in general. If you look at Nick Nurse's quotes after last game, I really liked what he was saying about, hey, look, this is a guy that he's undersized. When you look at his last couple games, it's been Miami. That's Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware. Brutal matchup. Minnesota, Rudy Gobert, one of the biggest teams in the league. Brutal. Oh, before that, Milwaukee, Brook Lopez, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That sucks. New York before that. Like, they've had 4 straight matchups of brutal, terrible matchups for Bona, where he's clearly going to be overpowered. He's going to be undersized. And yet he's still putting up good numbers. He dropped 16 points last game against the Heat, 28 against the Bucks. Like, Bona's had some good games against some tough opponents. Now, oh boy, you get the best matchup in the league, baby. You get the Wizards. And guess what? It might not even be the Wizards with Alex Sarr. He played a decent amount last night. I could see Sarr only playing 20 minutes, and it could be Tristan Vukcevic. It could be Anthony Gill's 6'7" ass. This team has really no center depth. Bagley got injured, or not Bagley, the other guy that's the same. Rashawn Holmes, they're the same guy. He got injured. He's out. There's no center depth whatsoever. Washington was already the best matchup in the league. They're on a back-to-back. This is going to be a sloppy-ass game between 2 terrible teams that are really playing for nothing. It's only the young guys. And Bona's been playing his ass off. 35 minutes, 35, 32, 24. The minutes have been very good. The 24 was 5 fouls, by the way, thanks to Rudy Gobert and that size with Julius Randle over there. You're not going to have that issue with Washington. You just won't. Point blank, Washington, I don't know if they put a single big into foul trouble all year. That would actually be interesting to look into. It's kind of insane to think about, but they have no rim pressure at all, really no threats in the interior. And Bona's a guy, he's very limited. He's not a good shooter. He's pretty much an alley-oop dunk kind of guy. But he's going to benefit from offensive rebounds. He has upside in both categories, as you've seen from some of those pop-off shooting games. And Washington just can't rebound for shit. And he's an active rebounder. And for me, that's enough. I think there's upside in both categories. And I think Bona, there's no reason he doesn't play 32, 34 minutes tonight. And I like these ugly tanking games. It's going to be good for rebounds. It's going to be good for putbacks. Those just easy buckets. And Washington just bleeds easy buckets. So I was kind of surprised to see this number. I think they're underpricing Bona a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan of this guy. He's not a polished player at all, but he's just high energy, high hustle, high, pace. He brings the energy pretty much because you have to when you're an undersized center at this level, and I like that. Those are the kind of guys I always target against Washington. So give me Bona, 23.5 points, rebounds. I think he has a good night tonight.
Awesome. Yep, I got don't have much to say on those. I know. What'd you say?
I was gonna say you're not scouting third string centers for Philly. I'm shocked.
I'm looking at freaking second guys off the bench and for pinch hitting shit. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at bullpens already early in the season. There's enough games a night to keep me busy on the MLB streets. So yeah, I have not. I know who he is, but yeah, no.
Hey,
no NBA for your boy over here. It's too much. Plus, he got golf this week. God, I ain't even looking there. Yeah, we'll get to some MLB. Tyrone going into a little bit here. Bagley, hey, I don't even mind Bagley. I wish he didn't get hurt early in his career, bro. I actually kind of liked him in college, so.
Yeah,
a couple of his cards sitting somewhere around here.
Not worth too much anymore, but
not at all. Yeah, it's $10. So, let's get to today's MLB slate because it is fantastic. Talk about this all the time. Wednesdays are my favorite. Wednesdays, I get 2 separate slates. If I'm playing DFS, which I will this morning, feeling great about that. We got a great 9-game slate through 3 o'clock. Fantastic. And guess what? If you can't watch them, you got night game slates. So feeling really good about where we're at there. If you want my favorite game of the day, I probably lean. Excuse me. I like that Arizona, but Baltimore series, as always, I've really liked that series so far. I think today is the game where we kind of see some runs in that one. We saw a 4-2 game last night. But a lot of these starting pitchers getting hurt. I saw Eflin got hurt. Justin Steele just got hurt. All these guys are kind of going out and just becoming a revolving door there. I guess if I want to look at the night slate, I feel like I really like that Twins game, but that's because I am a Joe Ryan stan. You guys know that. So obviously I really like him and think he's going to be in for another great start tonight. So obviously, hopefully that goes well for me because I'll probably have a few bets there. But let's start out first plus money spot, and we're going to go to Tyler McGill, Hunter Brown, 6K parlay at plus 100. Not much to say on Tyler McGill other than this guy's been phenomenal, right? He's 6'8". He got really good stuff. Obviously, I think he switched it down to a 2-pitch mix. But when you're 6'8" and you're throwing 99, it's probably like 101. The feel to the batter. Obviously, he's got an absolute hammer. His brother's on the crew, so obviously I'm pretty familiar with how good he is. And obviously, his brother now throwing strikes is awesome, right? I mean, looking at his numbers so far this year, I don't believe he's given up a run yet. Don't quote me on that. 1 run, giving up 1 run. He's given up 1 extra base hit all season already. So obviously, that's really good to see. And you get a matchup with the freaking Marlins, dude. What more could you ask for? Marlins against righties so far this year, 29% K rate, 73 WRC plus. That is awful. Absolutely awful. This is bad because I'm obviously pretty invested, right? I could probably name you 4 starters on the Marlins. And that I can name you probably every starter for every team, but this Marlins team is fucking bad, dude. Like really bad. So I am perfectly content fading him. You also get it. I mean, if you're not going to be in Marlins Park, like Mets, I feel like it's not that warm out there either. So it's like you get a little bit of that too. I saw some crosswind coming into that game. So could be a good spot there as well because he does do fly balls because he pitches high in the zone with that fastball with the high velo. So good spot there. Hunter Brown gets the matchup of all matchups, which is the Seattle Mariners team. They haven't struck out as much as they usually have, obviously at an alarming like 30% strikeout rate last year. But what I will say is so far this year, they've been much better. 22% K rate, which is like 7% down than last year. I expect massive regression in that standpoint. And obviously, when you look at who they've played and who the starters have been, Hunter Brown's going to be one of the best of the guys that they faced this year, right? Obviously, when I look at Hunter Brown, absolute elite fastball. I feel like that is something that everybody kind of knows about him. But, man, that off-speed stuff has really taken a step forward for me this year. Going down the numbers here, changeup, 31% whiff rate, curveball, 39% whiff rate, cutter, 37% whiff rate, which is pretty damn impressive. I do like that he's exclusively throwing the sinker to righties. He's not using it to lefties for the rollovers. He's trying to strike you out, right? He's going at you in that thought process because against lefties, he is not throwing that sinker at all. That sinker gets replaced with the changeup, which has been one of his best pitches, bread and butter this year, 36% whiff rate. And when I'm looking at this team, right, you go down the list, like, who are you worried about, right? Cal Raleigh, maybe a little bit. Like, Randy Arozarena looks awful. Julio, decent, right? Polanco, when he's playing, hasn't done much since Minnesota. JP Crawford bats 9 now. Like, Luke Raley, maybe. Like that's where you're digging, dude. Like, you're digging down the depths of these depth charts. And it is not pretty. So being able to have a wipeout changeup to negate the lefty matchups, really important. I really like that sinker, too. That sinker is filthy. You don't see sinkers with 30% K rate or 30% whiff rates very often. And it had to be it's very, very nice. So I don't have Fanatics, but if you guys do have that, thank you, Colin. I appreciate you dropping this for us. Definitely a spot I want to go to. Any thoughts on this one, Stu, before I get to my next play?
Yeah, no, I like the combo a lot. I was telling you before, I'm probably going to steal some of these legs, honestly. I'll tail the parlay right here. The only thing I have to say, I opened up the Marlins lineup today. Holy shit. Guys, Griffin Connie? I don't know.
That's one of the guys I do know. It's Conine, bro.
Graham Pauly?
Hey,
I've never heard of that.
I will say before. Griffin Conine is actually good. Like, he is one of the good guys on this. You don't know his dad?
Barely. I mean, I recognize the name. I don't know this guy.
Yeah, his dad is really good. Really good.
That doesn't get you shit in the MLB.
But that's why you should be able to know the name. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should
understand. I'm just going through Xavier Sanoa.
Huh?
I don't know any of these people. That's the point. I know Mervis. I know the top of the lineup, but this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal.
I agree, man. I know Tyrone. You're in there. I'm in there with you.
Me betting a Marlins batter prop, you should shoot me at this point in the season. I'd rather I'd rather do anything else with that.
Griffin Conine's nice. I like Xavier Edwards. Yeah, but I need Norby in this lineup. Like, that's how bad it is. Hey, Tyrone, you're talking to me, bro. You know I know my Griffin Conine. But what I will say is the only thing I'll bet on this team is like Xavier Edwards stolen base, because the dude will swipe anytime he gets on, right? Something like that, because he doesn't get on that much. So you get 2 plus 200, 250 on the stolen base, and he is running every time he gets on. Like, it's every time. So, like, that's something I'll take, but it's like his on base has not been great, which kind of scares me off anytime we're facing anyone of good with good stuff. So I do get it, but yeah, there's a couple guys. But not great.
I might take Mervis on the road a little bit when they're out at Marlins Park, because I did like him a little bit back when he was a Cub. But anyway, we can move on to your next prop.
Yeah, I got you. I had to kind of talk the depths after I had to listen to Adem Bona in these like third stringers. I got to get you into the depth of the MLB, man. We're going to the worst team, worst players, man.
My thing with the MLB, right, is there's just so many games and so many teams that, like, my cross-off process has to be so much more aggressive for, like, what I really want to dive into, especially with the NBA going on now. So, like, the Marlins, off the table. Like, I haven't even considered a Marlins bet this year, and I'm fine with that. You know, I've done that in the past with other sports, OKC, back when they were fucking awful. Like, sometimes, for me at least, easier to just, like, you know what? If I have to deal with this team, I will, but for now, I'm going to cross them off, and that's exactly how I feel about the Marlins.
Yeah, no, no complaints here. So I will go to my next one, and this is, luckily we didn't get this on show before, because I get very heated about this guy. Tyler Mahle over 2.5 walks. I love fading this dude. Like, I do. And will I say that he was a very good pitcher with the Reds against my Brewers all the time? Fuck yeah, that guy was good. Like, he was really, really good. But tonight, he's got to go face the Cubs here. And I am very content fading him in this spot. And I have seen a number that I have not seen in a very long time on Baseball Savant, and that is a 20% walk rate to start the season, right? That is something that you do not want to see if you were trying to back this man. 20% walk rate, holy shit. Like, that's pushing like back end or like low end shit bullpen guys that only come in when you're down 10. Excuse me. Mahle has to face the Cubs today, and I truly believe this, that Mahle would rather walk you than give up a hit to you. And if he gets three balls on you, he's not throwing it in the zone. Also, he had a really good splitter a while ago. Don't see it anymore. My thing is his batting average against is so low that it's like, how is this guy not better? And it's the fact that his K minus BB right now to righties is -14. -14 on K minus BB. That is the worst I've ever seen. I know it's a small sample size, but Jesus 14% K rate to righties, 28% walk rate. Now you got Seiya Suzuki. Now you got all these righties in this lineup. Nico Horner, great eye at the plate. Want to go up and down this list? I love PCA. He's one of the few guys that I'll say on the Cubs I like. I like him and Kyle Tucker. And Kyle Tucker, obviously elite eye at the plate. He's one of the best at drawing those walks. And I hope the Cubs come out with like a 7 righty lineup. Right. That's really what I hope, because this guy has not been able to throw strikes against right-handed bats. And when I look at his numbers against lefties, right, it's all splitter. We get to almost negate his best pitch, which is the slider. He just hasn't thrown the slider in the zone. And I don't think this Cubs team is chasing that much. When you look at their numbers against right-handed pitching already this year, they have a 13% walk rate, right, against right-handed pitching. So when you really only have to worry about a 4-seam fastball and a slider, and that his slider has not landed in the zone, just spit on it, dude. Just let it go. You should be waiting until 2 strikes. Get 2 strikes on you, because it's probably going to be a full count by the time he gets 2 strikes on you. This guy does not get ahead in the count. I am a big fan of fading Tyler Mahle again. The xFIP against righties right now is 7.7. This dude can't get righties out. Sign me up. I'm all in. Let's go. Plus money on this is pretty wild.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll say, like, I've always been more of a Mahle fan. You know, I agree. He's a guy that's been able to shoot himself in the foot a lot in his career, and those kind of pitchers are brutal. And like you said, the walks has kind of been a big thing, and then it's still been a big thing to start the season. I will say the one positive, the stuff does look better overall compared to, like, when he was post-injury immediately. Like, I think he's on the up and up a little bit. I don't think he's going to, like, be an ace or whatever when he was first traded from the Reds and people thought he was going to be a big thing. That those days have passed, but I don't hate Mahle that much. I understand the prop. Obviously, the Chicago is a brutal lineup to deal with. Obviously, they take pitches pretty well. They got a lot of guys like Tucker, especially top of the lineup, that scare you. So I really don't like messing with the Cubs too much with pitching props. But yeah, no, I'll be telling you on some Tyler Mahle today.
Oh gosh, I can't. I don't know if it's just me and my negativity towards him, but to hear positivity about Tyler Mahle really scares me, bro.
I told him before the show that I bet 5 strikeouts, and we almost got like a full-on like 10-minute rant about it. So it's
just one thing I can't stand about pitchers is when it's like you're betting on strikeouts and you walk people. You can't walk guys in the bigs. When you walk dudes in the bigs, get the phone call, bro. We're calling right away, because it's hard enough to hit the ball in the big leagues. But you put a guy on, I would love to do a little research into how many times those guys come around to score, because it don't matter how good your stuff is when you walk 1 or 2 guys an inning, and you say you strike out the side, bro. You're at 40 pitches. Right? Yeah. The arm issues that are going to come around with this dude, if we continue to get 30, 40 pitches in an inning, is going to be staggering, because I think they're going to be a little bit more, a little tighter on him. But to see him go 83 pitches in that last outing and throw well, like very well, I think this is a great spot to fade it. Right? I think this is the spot to fade it, because against the Rays, well, no, that Rays team is fucking brutal. That team is bad. They're on like their 7th outfielder right now. And now you got to go to Wrigley against a Cubs team that's kind of rolling right now. Like, as much as I hate to say it, I don't like the Cubs. You guys know this. But they're playing good ball right now. And this is a guy I like to fade going against a team that has been hot and has guys that I like in this lineup and has, a good mix of both sides of the plate. Sign me up. Plus money on Mahle walks is feeling like a good spot.
Yeah, and the final thing I'll say too is good for this. Obviously, both of the Rangers' last 2 starts have only been 4 innings. They haven't made it to the 5th, so bullpen should be a little bit more tired as well. And you want the extra leash for a walk or a strikeout, no matter what you're rooting for. So that doesn't hurt as well.
Yeah, so I'm rooting for you. I
had to throw strikeout in there also.
I'm rooting for you, man. But I don't like seeing you lose money. And this dude is just a bottomless pit when you try to bet on him. Mind you, this dude, if he's on and he is in the zone, could go for 10Ks today. Like, that is in the realm of possibility. But, bro, he's got to be efficient. I just haven't seen him be efficient, right? And that's the thing is, like, if I'm going to bet him, give me the ladder, bro. I'd ladder his ass up. And if he's on his game, could see a nice, healthy, 7, 8, 9Ks. But, coming off of the Tommy, 2 years ago now, and you're in a cold game, right? You don't get the dome here. You're outside, bro. It ain't warm. Oh, man. Sign me up. Let's go. All right, let's do a quick recap, Stu, and we'll get it going.
Sounds good. Yeah, started out in the NBA. We got Adem Bona for the 76ers, over 23.5 points plus rebounds, -110 over on FanDuel.
Beautiful. I'll be on 2+ money spots. Tyler McGill, 6 strikeouts with Hunter Brown, 6 strikeouts at +100. Mind you, that is McGill on the Mets here. Obviously, I just talked about my Brewers pitcher. So just make sure you guys are going there because that is not going to show up if you look there. And then Tyler Mahle, over 2.5 walks at +105. Really like these spots today. I'm feeling pretty good about them. So, Stu, any long shots catching your eye here on the slate?
Unfortunately, I don't have any long shots right now. Surprisingly, I didn't do any batter stuff really much for MLB. Today I mostly just did pitcher props, and then NBA. Like, if you look at that slate, there's like jack shit available for long shots right now. So I don't have any. The one thing I will say though is I'm curious to ask you, have you locked in any master stuff yet?
I have some. I'm still waiting on doing like head-to-heads. If I'm going to do like week-long head-to-head stuff. But yeah, I have a couple. I don't know if I'm going to do first round leader and stuff like that too for tomorrow. Probably will. I do like doing the first round leader on Masters. It's because it's the Masters, and I'll be probably watching a decent amount. But I don't know. I'm also like a huge I know he hasn't been playing that well, but you guys know Aber. He's my boy. I bet him a lot. I don't mind his like top 10 at like +175 or whatever it is. He's made me a lot of money this year. I hate to say it, but like I feel like the top of the board is going to be where you kind of have to go, which sucks. I hate that. I want some value, bro. So I feel like if I'm going to have to go down the board, it's going to have to be in the top 10, top 20 market because I didn't like Rory with all the live stuff. I thought he was really outspoken about it, and it kind of annoyed me. But now that he's kind of pulled back on that, right? He's kind of pulled back on it, obviously doing like the full swing stuff. I'm getting to like him a little bit. It doesn't hurt that he won me a lot of money like 2 weeks ago. So that obviously jumps him up a little bit higher on my list. But yeah, he's been playing really fucking good, dude. Like he's been really good to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's unfortunate where you want to bet the long shot guys and stuff, but the Masters just really isn't the tournament for that. I did go to Bobby Mack for a top 20. I like Robert McIntyre a decent amount. Lefties at the Masters are always doing pretty well. And then who's the other guy? Oh, and this guy's popular, so it's pretty chalk this week. I did take some Straka.
I've seen everybody on here.
For top 20. Because like you said, I'm not betting these guys to, even though I think they could be in contention. Like I think the top 20 is a lot better. I got Phil top senior at -110.
I don't remember who I heard talk about that, but I saw that somewhere as well.
Yeah, I got it real early. Somebody sent me a message that like this is going to be a good prop this week, so I locked it in early. But yeah, I mean, it seems like him and that guy that went to jail are going to be competing. That Cabrera guy that went to jail.
Angel. I think it's Angel Cabrera.
Who pops off Sunday. If you watch only the Masters before 10 a.m., Angel Cabrera does start off every Masters playing like the first tee, and he's always the top of the leaderboard, which is kind of funny. So. But yeah, I don't know. I like this tournament. Obviously, the whole world does, but it is hard to get the long shots. The one I do have, I bet Xander Schauffele 24-1. I don't like Xander that much, but I saw a lot of people were kind of highlighting the odds were pretty good. I know he's kind of coming back, so you can't really count on like great form immediately, but. Xander's always in contention, and I was one of those Xander's not going to win, so I'm not going to bet him. And then he started winning, so he proved me wrong. You know what I mean? So Xander gets you that thing where he's always in like the top 10. And honestly, as someone that just wants to have a sweat on Sunday, 24-1 was a really good price. I think it's like 20 now in a lot of spots. But yeah, he'll at least hopefully give me that sweat on Sunday. And then I'll probably have to add in another top guy. Probably can't get to like Bryson or something like that. I don't think I'll play maybe the live guys. I've seen a lot of John Rahm. That scares the shit out of me personally. I don't think I'm going to be doing Rahm. If anything, I'd probably go to Joaquin Niemann for like a top 10 or something if I'm going to the live guys, because he's been cooking over there, and I've always liked Niemann. I think the Masters is a good course fit for him. I bet him here last year, cashed the top 20, didn't win the bet, but probably run back the top 20 again, maybe a couple bucks on the outright.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw like a little top 20 parlay or something. Like, I'm playing Cam Smith this week in DFS decent, and I know nobody likes him.
Bad? Is that why? I like his game for this, but has he been bad recently? Is that why people don't like him or what?
I just don't think people like him after watching some of his blow-ups at a lot of these majors. But he's been good at the Masters, so he'll be making my DFS lineups. I wish he was a little bit cheaper. I played a couple Sergios in a couple of my lineups just because he's cheap as hell too. But I think I'll be living in that top 10, top 20 range. I probably only fire in like 2 bullets to win. I don't think there's many people who can win this type of tournament. But like Corey Connors plus 160 top 20, he's been a dude for me as well. Playing him, I like Henley top 20. You know, like these plus 160s, plus 170s that of guys that like, you know, they've been favorites in a lot of these tournaments when these guys are not when they're not getting, you know, Schefflers and McIlroys in these tournaments, you know, like the non signature events. So I'll be playing around in that area, I think, more than, you know, dabbling at the top of the board trying to guess a winner.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I agree. For me, it's going to be first round leader. Can all these guys win 4 days at the Masters? No. Can they compete the first day? I think so. So I'm probably going to throw like you said, I'll probably have like 3 outright bets, and then I'll probably have like 6 first round leaders. For me, first round leader will be like, you know, my first day of March Madness. That'll be the big day because it's the day everyone has the biggest chance. It's the day where there's going to be the most, you know, chaos and stuff. So that I'll post my first round leader bets in a reply to this tweet later because I'll make them over the course of the day today.
I will say I do not like Justin Verlander at all today. I'm just looking at but that Reds lineup they just put out is fucking awful. That might be one of the worst lineups I have seen them possibly put out. So Friedel, Espinal, obviously Ellie, Gavin Lux cleanup, Strand, Benson at your 6. Steer's been terrible. Fraley's been terrible, and Wins as your catcher. That is one of the worst lineups I have seen in a long time, bro. In a long time. This is a brutal fucking lineup. So I hate Verlander, but if I'm 3-maxing, you know, and you get 6 pitchers on DK, he's kind of have to now, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Hey, sounds good to me.
That lineup is so bad. Verlander is not good, but that lineup is so bad. Oh, my God. Oh, man. All right, so anything else for the people before we get out of here?
No, nothing else. Make sure you scroll back a couple minutes if you're looking for the quick recap. Leave a like if you haven't already. Comment down below. And, yeah, just looking to keep the momentum going. A lot of bets left to give this week. I think we got some good stuff out here on today's show. NBA, MLB, a little bit of everything. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to just put this by your face so you can for your Xander plus 2,200 just so you can have that there just in case.
That'd be sick if you won, man. I'd be hyped. I said that'd be sick if you won, man. I'd be hyped. Winning a Masters prop is hard. I've got Hideki in the past, but it's not looking great. So I don't know if I can go back to Hideki. I might have to put $5 on him just as a thank you. You know.
All right, I'm gonna play this guy just because I know Stu hates him, and I actually really like him because he made me a lot of money this year. I'm sure you can probably guess him in 2 guesses, but I'm gonna take him to do a top 5 this week. I'm gonna play him on here plus 500. Give me that Cantlay, bro.
Yeah.
I know Stu hates him, but Cantlay has been very good to me. I didn't play him last week. He could have won. He could have won last week, but he missed like 7 putts inside 4 feet. So approach game's rolling. Sign me up. I'm going to go there plus 500, top 5. I think that's going to be a spot for me. this week. I ain't taking him to win. Fuck that. I ain't doing it because I don't think he can win. But I think he can compete, and he can compete with these guys.
And then piss everyone else off with his pace of play at the same time, you know?
Oh yeah, dude. This is like this is where he's gonna strive, bro. Because I feel like he enjoys being like a quiet villain, bro. And I love that. I love that. I think that's gonna come out. It's just like Patrick Reed, dude. He don't give a fuck, bro.
I like Patrick Reed.
He comes out here, he's gonna fire.
No, the thing about Patrick Reed, though, everything he said, he backed up. Like he was aggressive in every facet of like that was just his game, his life, everything. Cantley is like a pussy. Like I don't know how else to say it. Like the guy is so annoying. He's the guy that like wouldn't ever threaten to beat you up. He'd just be like really like say like fake positive things to your face. Like everything about the guy is just so annoying. He plays at the slowest pace. None of his like colleagues like him. Like he's not a popular guy on tour. Like it's just I see all these elite players at the top, and then Cantley is always like right there, like either mixed in at the bottom, and I'm just like, no fucking way can I click on this guy next to all these other dudes.
Give me that 500, bro. For a top 5, and that's with ties included. So
he can do that. Yeah, he can definitely
just compete, get out there, and let's do this thing. So, all right, Sue, I'll see you Friday. I believe we'll be able to do the regular time. Unless I think there's probably only 1 or 2 games early. I would assume that's my guess, just because usually we get like the Cubs game early on a Friday, but that's usually it. So if the rest of the Friday slate's a little later, we should be good. Maybe talk some UFC on there too, and obviously we'll be 2 days into the Masters, so should be good. All right, guys, have a good one. Best of luck, and let's make some money tonight. Let's do it. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you Friday.